Blackpink has the cutest merch, hands down. Hi loves, it's Devin and welcome back to my channel. I was so excited when I was able to get Blackpink tickets, and obviously by this title, it was the most chaotic concert I've ever been to, and I feel like I have to explain a little bit before I show you my Blackpink concert vlog because it's all over the place. Now, Blackpink did amazing and they were awesome, and this was no fault of their own. Basically, I was able to get floor seats. I'm 4'11", I'm very small. I know that if I'm in the back of the floor, I'm gonna have somewhat of an obstructed view from people standing. Honestly, the first section after the floor is really what I like to get if I can't get front of floor, and like, who can at this point because Ticketmaster is such a scam. But all I could get was floor, which I was extremely thankful and excited for, and they were pretty expensive for 2 tickets. So I was in section C2, the last final row, and behind our row was a big walkway and then the ADA, like wheelchair accessible seating, which was raised. So we were close to the walkway in our seats. We weren't that far from it, so we were one of the first seats in our section, in our row, and basically all the seats were zip tied together, which I've never seen before at any concert, K-pop concert. When I've had floor seats, they've always been kind of spread out a little bit, but these were actually zip tied in, so when we all sat down, we were like sardined in, like shoulder to shoulder. I think this contributed to the chaos that ensued because literally when you're standing up, I mean, you're touching everybody. It felt like you were in like a pit, like unseated. That's how close you were, but you weren't, you had seats. So right away, before the concert even started, a security guard came by and was yelling out, if you stand on your seats, you will get kicked out. And I was like, wow, like I wonder if people yesterday tried to stand on their seats, but to me, anytime I had been to a concert, if you tried to stand on your seat, it was kind of wobbly because you know, it's a folding chair, but these seats were zip tied together. So it was the perfect foundation for everybody to stand on. And that's exactly what happened. Right away when the concert started, it was just like dominoes. Everybody in our section in front of us stood up. The people that I was around, us in the back, there was a lot of girls by me, and like immediately we looked at each other and just were like, what do we do? And I didn't want to stand on my chair. Everybody in front is already standing, so me being 4'11", even with a few inch platform, I mean, I couldn't see anything. All I could see is people's backs, and you'll see that from the first clip. It was really chaotic to start with. I honestly don't remember the first couple of songs at all because it was just like wild. Like when it started, everybody stood, and people from different sections, which I'm assuming were like even farther behind our section, were coming over into our section. So it was just like, honestly, just a complete shit show. People standing, people walking through our row, which is already like literally this big, like there's nowhere to go. It was a complete mess, and I went to one of the security guards and I was like, what do I do? Like everybody is standing and we can't see anything. Like our whole little group of us who we didn't know each other, but we all became friends by the end of the night. I feel like they were so cool. Like none of us could see, like, what do we do? And he said, I know, sorry about it. And I was like, what? Like, so you guys aren't gonna do anything? Like this is just gonna happen? Like, okay, so I walked back to my section, and literally all of us that were kind of row 7, I'd say, or like 10 of us, like everybody had just shifted towards the walkway, which the walkway was massive. Like every walkway in between sections all around the stage, it was huge, and then the chairs were literally tiny, compacted in. So everybody kind of shifted out, so there still was a ton of room in the walkway. Luckily for me, like everybody in my section, in my row and my row above me, like everybody just let me stand in front of them so I could actually like kind of see like the stage through the walkway. And again, I'm 4'11", so they could still see from behind me. My boyfriend was just kind of like chilling over in our seats. Again, just like, this was so insane. And so we were just like chilling. My boyfriend would come over sometimes and try to like see too, but he pretty much was just like listening and vibing to the music because he couldn't see anything. Everybody was standing. So I spent a lot of the beginning part just like in the walkway, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, I don't even remember if this was midway through the first half, just like massive amounts of people came again from other sections, I'm assuming in the back or wherever, and they just like flooded our walkway. So we were trying to stay as close to the first chair as possible. We were out in the walkway like a tiny bit because we all shifted over, but we were trying to leave as much walkway open obviously as possible, and just like massive amounts of people were just like walking in and standing in front of us. At one point I like tapped a girl on her shoulder because she got this close in front of me, and I was like, hello, like I'm down here. And at this point, like a ton of people were in the walkway, and they were also again in our row, like taking over our seats, like standing on our chair because like my boyfriend wasn't, he was in front of it, so they stood on our chairs. So I couldn't even go back to my seat if I wanted to because there was a huge group of other people there. I've had panic attacks before in crowded or claustrophobic situations. I luckily felt like safe enough here where I didn't feel like that was gonna happen to me. But again, being so small when so many people come and just block like all of my airway, it's just like really overwhelming. So my boyfriend had made friends with the couple that was sitting next to us, and they kind of saw that I was trying to just take up a tiny amount of space, and just all these people came out of nowhere. And I heard them tell him like, do you guys need to get out of here and like walk, basically, like. And I looked over and they were like, do you want to walk, like get out of here? And I was like, yes, like I need a break from this. Like it was hard to enjoy the concert when you're getting just like so claustrophobic and security's not doing anything. It's like I didn't know what to do. I obviously didn't want to leave. I didn't feel safe or comfortable standing on my chair. I still couldn't see anyways, and at this point the whole walkway is just jam-packed of people. They were like, follow us, and we were like, okay, let's go. So at this point we just start walking down the walkway towards the front just to like get away, because again, like behind us even, there was just so many people from the back that had come forward. And as we were walking up towards other sections, the walkways were completely open. Like security was like actually doing something, and if you were walking down the walkways, fine, obviously we're not stopping. So we just kind of walked, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is Blackpink, like they're right here. The stage was just in the front, it didn't really come down, so we just walked down the walkway, and I actually got to see them. Like they were right there. It was so crazy. It was a nice little breather too, to get away from the chaos that was behind us, and actually realize that I wasn't just listening to music, like I could actually see them for a split second. So we went to the left, and we were just gonna walk all the way back to like kind of where the railing is again, just to have a break and not feel so claustrophobic, because there was literally no space in our section. We had pretty much been pushed out, and that's when I realized there was just like so much room. There was so much room. Like if they had just opened this up, just no seating, I honestly think it would have been a lot better. So we kind of went to the side where the row had ended, but there was a group of people probably from other places like us that got pushed out that kind of made a row behind that row, and they were really tight up to the section. Like obviously you're not supposed to be there, but what do you do when you can't even stand in your own seat, when you've gotten pushed out of your own seat because you're not aggressive enough, I guess? So we kind of just stood there with them, and I got to see some of the dancers perform like really close for a little bit. It was really awesome. I knew that we couldn't stay there, and I really didn't want to, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did want to. I wasn't in anyone's way. I didn't have to stand on my chair. I felt so much safer, like just in this little corner on the side, like not in front of anybody. Like I definitely felt much safer there than in my seat. But security came and told the whole row of us that we made a fake row, like, you gotta go. So we walked along the other side in front to go walk back, and that's when I got to be super close and see Jisoo and Jennie perform. I got to see a little bit of Rosé's, but we ended up leaving and going back to our seats because I felt guilty. Like, why did I feel guilty? But basically the section that we walked in front of, like they were all in their seats like they were supposed to be, and the walkway, nobody was in the walkway. So we just stood by this girl who was really sweet and let us stand like right by her, and she was in front of her seat. So we weren't that far in the walkway. Again, like my boyfriend and I are tiny, so we weren't standing in front of anybody. We were just literally on the side as if we were like friends with this girl, and she was like smiling at us, and we just literally stood there just to be able to see a little bit of the show, and again, not to feel like pushed and claustrophobic. I'm such a rule follower, like I felt guilty. I don't know why, because people were in my seats and in our whole walkway, but we ended up going back to our seats for Lisa's solo, which I'm really sad about because I didn't see any of it. Honestly, I maybe saw a glimpse. When we got back to our section, there was still girls in our seat, and at that point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell them that they need to leave. So like I tapped them, hello, tapped them on their leg because they're standing on our chairs, and I said like, these are our seats, like you need to move down at least. So they moved down, and my boyfriend and I got, you know, our seats back. There was less people in our row than there was before, so that was nice. It didn't feel super claustrophobic. At this point, I've already not been able to see the whole concert. Towards the end of the show, I want to say maybe during the encore, people rushed the stage, like, and again I say rushed, but like nobody was pushing anybody, nobody fell, nobody was like stampede. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, in the nicest way possible, a chaotic mess. So like people would rush the stage a lot, and towards the end, some of my later videos, you can kind of see people just like hello walking down our walkway, going right up to the stage. Like I said, I feel like it would have been way better and way safer had the floor just been open, or even maybe the first section, like A, been seated and the rest open, because never in my life, and I've been to so many concerts, have I seen anything this wild. And I have to say, overall, like I still had such an amazing time thanks to the people that I was by and the group that I was by. All of us just were like trying to laugh about it and trying to still help each other see glimpses, like tiny glimpses, where I actually got to see the girls perform, and it was really awesome. The rest was pure chaos. Such a mess, but here's my Blackpink Born Pink LA vlog day 2. I hope you enjoy the best way you can, and here it is. Yay! Blackpink, here we come.
Blackpink's finally
Blackpink
in our area.
In our area. First time seeing Blackpink. How do you guys feel?
Dude, I'm nervous. I am super nervous.
I feel their energy from here.
Already?
Yeah.
Me too.
Please be aware of the following guidelines.
They're right there.
like the last time I was this shocked that so many people rocked up to our show was like Coachella maybe.
I honestly can't see.
I know me either. what can we say? 내맘 아파도 외치는 love. You're the king in the dark. 하지만 we lie. So what? So what? 만약에 think you're still wishing well. If you're my man, I want you to myself. 나는 조심하라고 사랑은 마치 돌들은 같아서 다치니까. 어떤 말이 꼭 맞을지도 몰라. 널 보면 내 맘이 뜨겁게 날아올라. 모든 게 장난이 아닌 girl. 사랑이 빨개 부시 불어넣어라 두고두고 불길이 약인지 속인지 우리 엄마도 몰라. How are you feeling, Lisa? How are you doing? Yeah, how are you? I think I'm having fun. So much fun right now. Can you say hi to the second floor? Hi, second floor. How about that floor? I said fuck you when I feel it. 'Cause no one's keeping tally. I'll apologize for my behavior. If you're offended, I don't care. Get the door, bring back the coco. Straight to your top line. I kinda like it now. I know that I know that you gon' find out. Oh no. Nothing in the world could make me feel the way you do the things you do. You want all of me, I can't give that much. So don't fall too hard, 'cause I'm hard to love. Everything I need is on the ground. On the ground. 지저분이 목에 멈추는 내 거니까 땅바닥에 산도로 we go to zero fire shut it down. 소름끼리 내려버려. Straight up off the screen. Perfect girl, you wanna ice and make it free. Perfect girl, you wanna wine and sing the free. You guys having a good time? We have our last two songs left. For these two songs, we need every single one of you guys to be dancing with us. Everybody 집중. Okay, so dance move goes hit you with that, do, and then turn it around. Dun 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 dun. You're dancing with us. Forever young, forever young. Phones down, hands up, let's go. Do 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 do. 생각나시 날 좋아하면
time.
就是抽对了。
Photo time.
It's photo time.
Let's go. Go.
LA, will you guys take a photo with us for the last time? For the last time, forever. Ready? Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋.
Touring the US, meeting our black. Why do I keep saying black? I think it's because I try to say like Blackpink and then blinks. Meeting our blinks after the pandemic in person meant so much for us, and you guys showed us so much love that we will never forget how crazy this tour was. So thank you guys so much.
We came a long way to reach our very last city, LA. Started off in Seoul, started in Dallas, right? Yes. And then we made our way up to here in La La Land, and I must say, it was finally the highs been made. And yeah, I just wanted to say, like, thank you everybody who is supporting us. I still don't believe that every single one of you are, you know, blinks and that listen to and support our music. I cannot believe it. Mwah. Jisoo, any words?
I'm so glad we are finishing our US tour with such great memories. Thank you so much to our LA Blinks for making it special to the very last. Thank you.
I really enjoyed every single moment during this tour. And I know it's hard to say goodbye, but let's have fun until the very end of our show. Thank you guys, we love you. So, are we all ready to dance? Yes. As if it's our last. Hands up in the air. Woohoo! Let's go! As if it's your last. As if it's your LA, it's been our pleasure performing for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for shining our night. We love you so much.
사랑한다고 말해줬다면 믿어줄 수 있겠니? 넌 오직 상처만 받고 있었지. 미안해 baby, 네가 없는 현실 너무나도 비참해. There's no one 너 같은, 너만 고통받고 있는 게 아니야. 나도 아파 yeah baby. E-I-O-U means I love you and nothing else will do. Baby I owe you, oh yes I do, an explanation baby yeah. 질투한다고 바뀌지 않아 우리의 떠나간 사랑. 너는 날 사랑해준 적 있었니? 말해줘 baby. 네가 없더라도 난 잘 살고 있다고 라고 말하지만 사실 널 못 잊어. 벌써 2년 전에 이별이었지만 여전히 아파 baby 이